There was never, ever a movie solely about Eeyore. But there's many about the Hulk. So we can all say how much more entertaining it's going to be. Hello and welcome back to Why Won't You Watch Corrie, the podcast where I, Emily, attempt to convert my sister Vic into a fully functioning Coronation Street viewer, one dramatic storyline at a time.
And despite 14 weeks of effort, I am still very much resisting.
Resisting, yes. Immune, no.
Debatable.
Now, a quick update on the Corrie Conversion Project.
Oh, so that is still a thing.
It is. Sadly, though, there are no new converts this week.
Phew, the nation can rest.
But the project does still remain active.
Oh, good. I was worried.
And actually, Vic, we have got some really exciting developments this week.
Such as?
For the first time ever on this podcast, Legacy Lauren is taking the podcast on the road.
Oh, our Cobbles correspondent has gone mobile.
Correct. Our correspondent has gone mobile.
I can't believe you've made that a real sentence.
And because the Conversion Project never sleeps,
unfortunately,
we are trialling a brand new mini segment this week.
Oh, so this is now experimentation.
And it's all in aid of the project.
The project being forcing me into caring about fictional people on a fictional street.
Exactly. And Vic, Corrie has given us plenty to work with this week.
Big developments.
Big story updates.
And I hope several moments where you dramatically gasped.
Of course. So with all that to discuss, Vic?
Yes?
Are you ready?
No.
Let's get into it. This week on Corrie!
Thank you.
Okay, then, here we go. Lots to get through, lots of storylines. This week was all about the new duos, I felt. Lots of new couplings, lots of people acting together who I hadn't seen together in scenes before, so that was interesting. But we are going to start with one of our Corrie 5 OGs, Megan, the teacher. The teacher and Will. Remember last week where someone was taking money from the safe in the pub?
Yes.
And Susie saw them.
Yes.
That person was none other than Will. Will took $2,000 out of the safe because Will is planning on running away to Paris with Megan instead of going to Scotland with his mum. So on Monday's episode, he's all like packing up. He's ready. He's ready to go to Scotland, and it's decided basically that Tim is going to drive him to the station. Tim is one of the bros that we've talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
Not the brother, but I think I mentioned a while ago that there's another storyline bubbling where Tim was sexually abused as a kid.
Yeah.
And Will's storyline is kind of reminding him of what happened with him. So basically the landlord decides, Will's dad decides on Monday that he can't take Will, his son, to the station to move to Scotland because he would be too emotional. So it makes the most sense that Tim drives him. So
okay.
So then there's an episode, I think it's Tuesday, where Tim is driving Will to the station, to the train station to go to Scotland. And they're in the car the whole episode because the traffic is bad.
Okay.
Like, they are stuck at traffic light after traffic light. At one point, they're stuck in traffic and Will goes, "What's going on? Are we stuck in traffic? Are we stuck at traffic lights?" And Tim goes, "Either that or it's an all-night disco."
Okay. Sure.
Cool. Fine.
Why not?
Fine. Yeah. The sass on him. Anyway, so they get in the car, they get talking. Tim starts talking about his experience as a kid.
Okay.
And going, but obviously, luckily for you, Megan, your Megan didn't act on it. So it was just you fancying her and blah, blah. And eventually Will fesses up and is like, actually, she did act on it. We're in love, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
So Tim is very cool, calm and collected about it and is just like, oh, right, okay, so where are you off to with her then? And like gets him talking and gets him telling the whole story. kind of also tells his side of the story and how he didn't realise it was abuse until he was older, and how he didn't realise how much it affected him till he was older. And they're driving around, and then eventually Tim stops the car. Will looks out the window because he's obviously spent his whole time on the phone, and they're at the police station.
Oh.
And Tim gets out the car, and Will gets out and storms out and was like, "What are you doing? I don't want to be here." And Tim goes, "That's fine." He said, "I will," because they'd made a deal that he would take him to the airport rather than the train station.
Okay.
And he wouldn't tell the dad and whatever. He said, "I will honour our deal and I will take you to the train station if you want me to. But I want you to have a think about if that's what you really want, and if you want to hurt your family, and if you want to do this. The choice is yours. But I want you to know that you have. But I want you to know that you have that choice." And at the end of that episode, Will walks into the police station. Will makes a statement against Megan, telling the truth. Thank the Lord.
My
what
God.
I am enjoying is all of these storylines are concluding. We're not left hanging.
Yeah.
Like, there are obviously the few storylines where I'm like, when are we going to talk more about this? Or is that coming back? Like, when is Brian getting his book back, please? This has been weeks. The poor man.
Never. He'll never know how that book ends.
Exactly. But these bigger storylines are concluding, which I am loving. So that's they're progressing.
Yeah.
I heard a great saying the other day. It's about progression, not perfection, and I think that is Corrie's motto at the moment. None of these storylines are perfect. There are plot holes left, right, and centre, but we are progressing. The train is moving.
It's doing something anyway.
It's so anyway, he goes in, he reports him. Woohoo! Wednesday, Megan gets arrested, and she is doing the same. So. She doesn't know. Yeah, so she's sat there going, "No, I've told you I haven't done it. It's just his deluded family that's saying I haven't done it." And then Lisa Swain goes, "Well, actually, Will has reported you." And then you see her kind of be like, well, he's obsessed with me. Like, I told him I didn't want to go away with him and I didn't want to be with him, and now he's changed his mind and he's reporting me." So she's still trying to twist it. However, they do have enough evidence with the CPS to arrest her and to keep her overnight.
Excellent.
And not give her bail because they think she's a flight risk.
Yeah, I mean, she sounds like she is.
Yeah. But as it stands, at the moment, Meg's in pris.
Excellent. Where she should be.
Where she should be.
Not harsh.
And from there, Vic, we are going to dive straight into storyline 2 of the week. Storyline 2 of the week is the mother-in-law and the landlord.
Okay.
So the landlord being Will's dad, the mother-in-law being Will's grandma.
Yep.
So the landlord, for most of the week, I stand by what I normally say about the landlord. He's just mopey.
Yep.
He's like Eeyore. Like, it's just a bit dull.
Meh. Okay.
And yeah, meh. Exactly. And he's very woe is me. And Eva's like constantly going to be like, you know,
this isn't about you.
Fault. This isn't about you. The landlord does accuse Sean, the bartender, of stealing the $2,000 out the safe. Even though Eva's like, he wouldn't have done that. Yeah. And Sean is not best pleased because he's been accused of stealing $2,000, and he threatens to walk out and then proceeds to stay and do his bar shift. So, you know, whatever. Cool. But the landlord is mopey. Eventually, Susie confesses that she saw Will take the money. So then they all put 2 and 2 together and realise that Will's a flight risk with Megan. So they're frantically trying to get hold of Tim to get him to stay. Obviously, then at the end of that episode where Will walks into the police, the landlord and the family are all there. So they know that he's walked in. They're there to support him.
Good.
Now, in the middle of the week, Megan calls the mother-in-law from the police station, from her cell, to say to the mother-in-law that if she doesn't get Will to retract his statement or help her get out of prison, she will tell everyone that she killed her husband. Remember last week we had heard the storyline with we're back on this. And obviously also that's 2 people now threatening the mother-in-law to expose this secret. Mm-hmm. So the mother-in-law does the best thing that she could do, and I agree with this wholeheartedly. No, don't you put your head in your hands, Vic. This is a great thing. Okay. She tells the landlord the truth.
Oh, that's so un-Corrie.
It's so un-soap. I'm like, this honestly,
What?
Oh, like perfection. So she tells him. Now, I can't really remember if she tells him, like, the whole story. I don't know if she tells him they're arguing, but she says that basically Finley, who had seen it, was looking for a coping mechanism, and that's not actually what happened. She didn't push her husband down the stairs. They were arguing, and he fell, but she didn't push him. Okay. And then he's like... And then, obviously, the landlord makes it all about him again. Why are you just telling me this? I realise he's had a shit few weeks. His son's been molested. His son's been abused, groomed. He's found out his dad wasn't his dad. Now he's found out that the person he thought was his dad, who isn't his dad, was pushed down the stairs by his mum and murdered. Like, there's tough times for the landlord, but fuck me. He's so whiny.
There's still a lot of things going on that he doesn't get to complain about. It's the Will storyline is very much about Will. It's not against the dad.
And I think the thing that's annoying me is he's making it all about him and all mopey and mopeying about him, as I said, Eeyore, giving Eeyore until Thursday and Friday of the week, where he finally snaps he kicks the mother-in-law out, and the mother-in-law moves into the hotel where her and first new duo alert, mother-in-law and Debbie Webster, have a couple of scenes together where they talk about their sons that, you know, don't like them and stuff. And I quite enjoyed seeing those two as a combo together, actually. I feel like there should be more mother-in-law Debbie Webster scenes.
Yeah.
Anyway, loses his shit, kicks her out. By Friday's episode, he's putting her stuff in bin bags outside the Rovers, outside the front of the Rovers. She rocks up. They have a fight outside the pub. Eva's like, guys, everybody just calm down, as the rational person she is that likes to kidnap people every other week.
Well, sometimes you just, you know...
I mean, she's rational, I would say, 98% of the time. She just had a blip.
Everyone has a blip.
Anyway.
Most people don't kidnap people, but everyone has a blip.
Everyone has a blip. So the landlord goes back in. Steve McDonald, his new brother, saw all this happening on the street. He grabs the mother-in-law. They go and have a little chat. She also tells Steve what happened with the pushing down the stairs scenario.
Yeah.
Steve goes into the Rovers to talk to the landlord to try and play peacekeeper, because that's the thing that's happening with Steve at the moment. He's playing peacekeeper with his new fam. Okay. And... the landlord loses his shit. He goes from Eeyore to Hulk in the space of 2 seconds, Vic. He throws Steve McDonald out the pub. He throws everybody out the pub, shuts the doors, knocks back some whiskey, and he has finally lost it. And we're finally seeing another emotion that isn't mope. I don't even know. Mope's an emotion, but it is now.
It sounds like bad business, kicking everyone out of your pub, but, you know.
Honestly, Vic, I was just so happy to see another emotion out of him. I'm glad he's lost his shit. Okay. I'm glad he stopped, like, being all woe is me and getting like, fuck this is bullshit. Because it is bullshit. You know, he's had a rough time. Like, oh my God, imagine finding out that your dad's not your dad and your dad got pushed down the stairs and murdered by your mum, and then your son is being groomed by the PE teacher. Tough week, be fucking angry.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I am angry.
Yeah.
Clearly, I am angry.
Do you need to talk?
I need to talk. But yes, so ultimately, the conclusion of that story, Ben, landlord, dad of Will, son of mother-in-law, went from Eeyore to full Hulk.
I like it. Also had no idea his name was Ben.
It is Ben. And also, I'd like to note, and to justify my behaviour just now of getting so enthusiastic about it, there was never, ever a movie solely about Eeyore, but there's many about the Hulk, so we can all say how much more entertaining it's going to be.
Eeyore.
Vic, don't be like that. Don't fact check me on my own podcast. Anyway, that is the mother-in-law and the landlord. And we're going to move on from there. This is actually a mini, but we're going to move into the bros, because I feel like this all kind of intertwines. Yeah. So mini number 1, storyline 3, the bros, which obviously is Steve McDonald, Tim, and the landlord, Ben.
Yeah.
So not really a lot, except for like Monday I quite like seeing Tim and Steve together. They're quite a funny duo. Like at one point they're just in the cabbie's place talking like, because they run the cab taxi place, and they're in there just chatting, and Steve's like, oh, I feel bad, I've messaged the landlord to let him to hope he's okay, to say I hope you're okay, and instead of sending the praying like I hope you're okay emoji, he sent a high five emoji, and there's this whole chat about him sending the wrong emoji, and I was like, oh, we've all been there. But luckily, Steve McDonald, you can delete your message. You can edit your message. Not like back in the day where you sent it and you had to frantically press cancel and hope that it didn't reach the recipient.
And it always reached.
It always reached. Oh. And there's only so many times you can say, sorry, that was an accident before they stop believing you. So they were hanging out on Monday, and it was just a bit funny. So Tim does go and talk to his abuser Trish in the middle episode, and I really enjoyed Tim this week. Actually, he's got this like. He just seems like such a nice guy. I'm sure he's probably got a history. Everyone on the Cobbles does. But very much. Very much. He talks to Trish and then he leaves, and then he's talking to Will about how he had spoken to Trish. And he was just like, all I needed at this point was closure. I need to know that I've said to her my piece and I'm fine with that and I can draw a line under that. So that was quite nice. Yeah. And then later in the week, because obviously Steve McDonald is trying to play peacekeeper. So before he plays peacekeeper with the mother-in-law and the bro at the end, which we've just talked about, he decides one day that Tim, and are going to take Will out for an Indian, just to make sure he's okay. And it's quite nice. And so that, even though that wasn't a duo, that was a new little group of people this week. Yep. And honestly, I liked it. It was a bit of nonsense. It was a bit of them chatting. Like, I don't really think it did much for any storyline in a way. It was just nice to see them all bonding and Steve sort of integrating himself into the family a bit more and kind of building on that dynamic. So it was, just a bit of lightness to curb off that little storyline there.
Fair. That sounds nice and light-hearted. So.
And now, Vic, we're going to move on to the next bigger storyline. So I'm going to call it storyline 4 just to stop with any confusion. Okay. Storyline 4 is going to be Sister. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to have Teacher B making an appearance in this.
Okay. Oh.
Daniel. So Sister, as we know, last week, she came back from she told people she had been held hostage. She told people she had been on an all-night bender. We, quite frankly, still have no fucking clue what is happening with her. Cool. And that is still completely true this week. Wonderful. However, Monday's episode, Shona and David kick her out. Not in like a... get out my house in I think it's probably time that you didn't live here anymore. Yep. So she moves out. She obviously has nowhere to go because she's got no friends. She tries calling someone and they hang up on them. So she is in the bistro listening in on Ken Barlow talking, and Ken Barlow was saying how he was about to go out. So she goes to Ken Barlow's house, lets herself in, finds the back door key, very cleverly hidden under a flower pot. Always. Goes in, puts on his slippers and starts doing his crossword, which, again, I've said this numerous times with the Sister. She is giving single white female. Yeah. But I always thought single white female was like where you sort of copy one person, I thought. But she just seems to be mirroring everyone. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm not getting any more clues of her. But anyway, so Ken Barlow comes back while she's there. So she runs and hides. He looks for his slippers for a bit. Then they decide that they're going to go to get fish and chips for dinner. So she uses that time to find Daniel's key, because whilst Ken is there, he's talking about how Daniel's on holiday. Okay. So she finds, and Daniel is Ken's son, just in case you've forgotten that link.
I had.
So she finds Daniel's spare key. She puts the slippers back. Interesting fun fact, whilst he is looking for his slippers, he doesn't notice Jodie's shoes next to his sofa, his chair, but whatevs. Okay. Anyway,
maybe there's always a pair of ladies' shoes by his sofa.
I mean, maybe.
It's a bit of a player.
She gets the key. But yeah, he's got one 60-year history, Ken Barlow. So then she goes and she lets herself into Daniel's. As she lets herself in, he comes out the bathroom, because obviously he hasn't gone away. No. He has stayed at his flat and drunk himself into a stupor, which is obviously what we talked about last week, where he had closed the curtains and was drinking whiskey and all sorts. And the house is covered in empty cans and all sorts. Wonderful. He comes out the bathroom in hiding, and she walks in and he walks out the bathroom and she goes, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "What are you doing here?"
It's my house. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So then she is like, oh, can I stay? Like, and he was like, were you going to live here when you thought I was on holiday? Are you like Goldilocks? And I was like, good. I like their little like comparisons to everything. Yeah. So she manages to worm her way in and convinces him to let her stay. And that is another new duo of the week, seeing those two, because we've never seen those two together. And I kind of like their dynamics. Feel sorry for Daniel because he's going to get duped again because she is a cray-cray. Yep. She tells Daniel that the reason she got kicked out was because her and David had like a thing or whatever, which obviously we know isn't true. And I really do feel for David because she just keeps spinning this same narrative that just isn't true. And then, initially at one point she does threaten Daniel initially, which is how she worms away in. It's like, well, if you make me go, I'll tell everyone you're here, and you don't want people to know that, do you? And then, but then they kind of come around and they like, it's quite an interesting little. They seem to get. It's quite. I don't hate it. Okay. Like, I completely know that she's going to end up screwing him over somehow, but because I'm still so confused by her, I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Fine.
And I think that's it with the Daniel and her storyline at this moment in time. She then is in Friday's episode with there's a character called Cassie who is dating Steve McDonald. I think, and when I said Steve McDonald was going to get proposed to.
Oh yeah.
It's by this woman, played by, I can't remember her name. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She's played by an actress who was in Brookside. Do you remember the
I don't think I ever
Brookside?
watched it.
No one did, Vic. That's why they don't make it anymore.
Fair. You got a point.
Yeah, but she was in that. And, so she is looking after her grandkids, and Jodie is just kind of like stirring shit, calling her an old lady, saying she's struggling. I think she's trying to angle to get a nannying job with her, but I can't quite work out what she's doing, but it's quite fun to see that interaction. But I have no fucking clue why she's doing it.
I mean, she doesn't know why she's doing a lot of these things, so...
Yeah. So, much like this podcast, Vic, Storyline 4 is filled with chaos and confusion.
Of course.
Let's move on to Storyline 5. Storyline 5 is the final big one, but I'm going to do it quickly. We are on Has Potts. Harry Potter is back, and remember a while ago he was seeing Will running at him and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not sure if this is real or if this is fake. So this continues this week, Monday, Tuesday. Will just starts running at him randomly. Will's in corridors. It turns out by Wednesday that Will couldn't have possibly been there because he was stuck in this car all day, in this taxi all day. And then by, I think it's Wednesday's episode, the very end of the scene, we see Harry Potter being harassed by Will from one scene, and then there's like a top angle and basically the one scene we're watching, Harry Potter's fighting Will. Right. Then there's a camera like shot over the top, and we just see Harry Potter fighting the air because he's obviously hallucinating. So that is where the storyline has gone. We called it. We did. The whole of TikTok called it. Everybody knew. It's now been confirmed.
Sad,
Harry Potter is struggling. He is, and everybody is worried about him, but they haven't put their finger on why they're worried about him.
I know why.
They just think he's acting a bit weird and he's struggling, but I don't think they've realised that he's hallucinating. Yeah. And the problem is that the hallucinations have escalated through the week because firstly, they've only ever been Will, and then there was one where he was watching the CCTV in the bistro, which is where his parents were, or his dad and Toya work, who's his dad's girlfriend, and basically he's watching them have a conversation in a different room, and he can obviously hear the conversation, and the conversation he is hearing is entirely different to what they're talking, because we get to see both as the viewer. So now it's other people that add other things that he's hallucinating about. So everybody is worried about him. The parents ask Roy to play chess with him because Roy is has this like relationship with him from before I watched it, right? Which involved chess. And Roy goes around to play chess with him and starts talking to him, and then like he finds Harry Potter's like, I found a tracker in my bag and people are out to get me, and Roy's a bit like, oh, okay, fine. He pulls out the chessboard, they go to play it, and then just as he's about to, Roy's like, oh, I've just got to go and sort something out in my flat, I'll be back in 1 sec. So he goes. Then all of a sudden Roy's there. And Roy is feeding into his insecurity. And is a bit like, yeah, I don't think your dad even wanted you. Don't think your dad even loved you. And you're a bit like, is this real? Or because now it's a bit confusing. I'm like, is it real or is it, fake Rory? And then they play the chess game. They go. Rory goes and says to Toya and Nick, I am concerned. He's acting weird. Like, he's very agitated. There's something going on with him. And they're like, yeah, we know. And it's like, okay. The next scene we see of Harry Potter, he's sat on a bench in the precinct outside with Rory. And Rory is evil. And Rory, the whole way that the actor is holding his body is so different to good Roy. So I now have two characters in my head. I've got good Roy, I've got bad Roy.
Okay.
Good Roy is like, he was so Dumbledore-y this week. Like, he was so wise, so calmly spoken. There was so, like, if I closed my eyes, I would have thought I was listening to Harry Potter.
Right.
Like, he was exactly like that. But then evil Roy, I was like, you could be a serial killer. Like, his face changed, his body, the way he held his body, like, it was an entirely, when you're like, people think that people in soaps can't act, and then you see that where this guy is, and it was such a subtle change. Like, it wasn't like he suddenly was like growling or anything. It was such a subtle change.
Oh, damn it.
But it was enough for me to be like, fuck me, evil Roy. So we got evil Roy, we got good Roy, and evil Roy is telling him to not trust anyone. Now, obviously, evil Roy doesn't exist.
I was going to say, is evil? I'm assuming evil Roy is an hallucination.
No. Roy isn't actually having a personality transplant.
It sounds like Will is, maybe, though.
It sounds like Will is hallucinating bad Rory, which concerns me, because I don't want him to turn around to everyone and be like, Roy told me to do this, because I don't want Rory to get in trouble.
I don't think people would believe it, though, would they? Not
well,
that I know.
Roy wasn't. No, I believe. Well, Legacy Lauren has told us that Roy was in prison once for attempted murder or something, or they thought he got held, something like that. So maybe they would believe it. I don't know. Yeah. So that is storyline 4.
Okay.
Five. And then the final storyline of the week: Lisa and Kit. Lisa and the Jolly Green Giant. Which is another one of our combos. So that's another one of our new it's not a new combo, but it's a combo that needs talking about. So obviously they continue to have busy weeks. Obviously they're now trying to catch a murderer. They've got a groomer. I think those are the two key storylines. Yeah. Starts off on Monday, Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday, let's talk about the Corrie timeline.
Okay.
So Monday and Tuesday is the same day, because they go into the pub on Monday for a pint after work, and Todd is in there, and he is like giving them evils and yelling at them, and he's just
why?
Like, oh, because he's mad, because if they had kept Theo locked up, then Theo would never have got murdered and never chased after him and all of this sort of stuff. He's drunk, basically.
Okay.
But then that scene continues through into Tuesday's episode. Oh. So I'm confused, because surely they're already, I think they're still in April. At this point on the Corrie timeline, I think I'm still in my 30s. So
no.
I don't know what date we're on, and I don't think it matters, because it's timeless. Corrie is timeless. But I'm confused. But anyway, Monday, Todd's mad at them. Todd keeps yelling at them in the Rovers, like, whatever. Wednesday, Thursday, it's Lisa dealing with Megan, so they're not together as much. But the scenes where Kit and Lisa are together at the end of the week, she is really showing him who's boss. She keeps being like, I need a cup of tea, go make me a cup of tea. Or like just like cutting him down and putting him in his place, which we all know I'm not a big fan of the Jolly Green Giant. Yeah. So I quite like that she's cutting him down quite a lot, but then I'm also quite enjoying they're both so frank and so curt with each other. I'm not sure I could handle that as like a proper, I'm not sure I would, that would stress me out working. Yeah. I need fluff. I can't handle that at all. No. But yeah, so they have, and then I think, and then towards the end of the week, we're following through with Kit, and Kit is absolutely convinced that Gary, the witness, is the killer. So he's already been to his lockup and confiscated a load of his stuff for testing. Right. They've looked at the CCTV and they can't recover the deleted footage, so he hasn't got that on him. But he just keeps like poking him like a bear in the street, and I think expecting him to snap. So that's quite interesting. Whilst we're talking about suspects, Todd and Sam have a little chat this week, and Sam has been offered a university placement abroad in America.
Oh, nice.
And Todd's like, go, get out of here, leave,
Yeah.
run away, don't look back, kind of thing. So I wonder whether she's trying to escape, because I'm still convinced that she's the baddie. I maintain my theory. Summer killed, Gary covered it up. That's my theory. And Vic, that is the storylines of the week.
Okay.
A bit of a change. We've kind of deviated slightly from the culprits for the Theo, but we're still there tinkering along in the background.
They're still doing something.
Any thoughts, feelings?
Well, I did think there'll be more to catch a killer talk. So I'm sad that is not getting resolved quicker.
Yeah, you did put a 2-week cap on it, didn't you?
Put a 2-week cap on it, and they've exceeded that now. So we will see what next week brings for them.
Technically, this week doesn't count because they were moving on to other things.
It still counts. It's still
Actually, this week doesn't count because they're still in April in Coronation Street. So really, they've only been at it for 3 days.
No, I don't think that's how it works either. But it's fine. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll resolve this quicker, please.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the Will teacher storyline has moved forward and Will actually said something. That makes me happy that he's actually realising that this isn't right. And that he's got like the little friend in Tim to be like, oh, this isn't right. I'm glad that they had that talk. So
I'm glad the Will storyline has been resolved. Or is
getting resolved,
Is getting resolved. Yeah. I wish I knew what was going on with Sister.
Yeah, she is just a bit of an anomaly still. I think whatever her storyline's going to amount to, better be fucking good at this rate.
Do you know what I think it is? I think the writers don't know. So they're just biding their time. They've been focusing on Theo and Megan and all the other storyline and the brother and the mother-in-law and all of that sort of stuff, that they're like, oh god, what are we going to do with the sister? So I think they're just like, we'll just keep throwing this, we're just going to throw in a load of weird shit and hope that no one realises.
I'm okay with it for now, but at some point it's got to start making sense.
It's what I just want to know why she cut out Bernie's head. Why
that's
she
the biggest question.
I know why she took Brian's book. It's because Brian had a go at Lily, so she was defending her. I know why she took Lisa's badge, because Lisa pissed her off. Like, I feel like those are the only things she's actually taken. But I don't know why she's cut Bernie's head. That I can't get my head around.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah. But anyway, the motto for this week, we have got progression, not perfection, and I am happy with that.
Good. I'm glad you are.
Okay, Vic, we are moving on. We are moving on to the Coronation Street Stats Report. Woo! This is the part of the show that we know and love. This is the part where I bring to you the numbers of Coronation Street, what has been happening. Everyone loves a number. That's about it. That's about it. And I might quick fire around it today, actually.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Hit you with some numbers. Villain energy. We have a 1 for villain energy. I know. Moments I yelled at the TV. What are you doing? 2.
Fair.
Suspicious behaviour. We had a 3. All are the sister.
Okay, cool. Fine.
Gasps. We had a 4.5.
Sorry, did you half gasp?
I half gasped. Now, I can't remember what. I've written a note here, but sister mean. So I'm not sure what I half gasped at. I think, I know what it is. One was a laughy gasp. It wasn't like a shocked by something. It was a what kind of gasp. So that's why we got a 4.5 on that. Okay. Fancy a brew, Vic. Fancy a brew. We have got a 2.5. And the reason why we have a 2.5 on Fancy a brew is because at one point, the sister, when she walked into Daniel's house, she just picked up his tea and started drinking it. So she wasn't offered a tea, but she just stole his. So I thought that deserved an honourable mention there.
Was this before she knew he was there?
He just walked out the loo and she was like, can I have this? And just picked it up and started drinking it. So,
mental. What?
Mental, honestly. Conversations that happen in public that should have happened at home. We had a big jolly. We had a 6. We had a
Okay.
6, which is less than last week. And one of them actually was Ken was having a perfectly normal conversation about what he was doing that day, but the sister overheard, and that's why she broke into his house. So the conversation it was fine happening in public, but it just led to a series of events.
Yeah, a series of break-ins.
Arguments and storm-outs, we had a 3. There wasn't very many arguments, actually, this week. Or storm-outs, just a couple of biggies.
Yeah.
Meaningful stares, we had a 3. White wine tally, we had 7, but I also didn't do it on Friday because I forgot.
Okay,
so I'm gonna give myself some bonus points, and we'll call it 15 on the white wine tally.
That's quite a lot from 7.
Well, I feel like it's my tally, and I will if I want to.
Okay.
Laughs this week was shockingly low. Last week was 22. What do you think this week was?
Well, I mean, you said that Monday, Tuesday centered around like Will in that storyline, which isn't funny, so shouldn't have many laughs at all. So I'm going to go like 12 for the rest of the week.
14.
Oh, close. 14. I was close.
Yeah, you were. That's the closest you've ever been,
yeah.
to be fair. Normally I say there's a lot and you go 4.
That's because it's Corrie.
14, which was still good. And actually, I really enjoyed it. I think the laughs this week were more like, huh, rather than like laughs.
Belly laughs.
So I didn't always count all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, but there were. So yeah, it was a shame. But it is still funny. You should still watch. But most importantly, Vic, the Don't Be Daft scale.
Okay.
Don't Be Dafts this week was 0.
Okay, that's not surprising.
Missed opportunities for a Don't Be Daft.
Oh no.
Was 10.
Of course it was.
10. My favourite one, where I think there could have been one, is the bit where Megan got arrested, and she's really like, before she gets arrested, she's giving a lot of sass.
Okay.
And she's like, why are they even still keeping me? They've got nothing to keep me. And then Lisa walks in and arrests her, and she's like, oh my God, like, why are you arresting me? And I feel like Lisa could have walked in and arrested her, and Megan could have gone, don't be daft. I feel like that could have been the appropriate response.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Personally. But I mean, who am I to say? I'm not a Corrie scriptwriter.
No, you are not. No.
And we are moving on, Vic. We are moving on to the awards of the week. This is the part of the show where I hand out random awards that mean absolutely nothing, will not advance any of these characters' careers, won't be talked about for years to come, but they will be talked about right now. The awards of the week.
They're very important.
They are very important. And we are going for our number 1 award of the week. The first award we always do, which is Villain of the Week. And as we know, there was only 1 count of villain energy, which was Todd in the I know that's weird, but Todd in the pub, he wasn't giving me the energy of like grieving widow or struggling to deal with an abuser. He just was giving evil.
Okay.
And I don't really know why. Maybe he's the murderer.
That's what I was going to say. I think he's the murderer. Maybe he got Summer.
I think it's Summer.
I think it's him with Summer's help, and that's why he told Summer to leave.
Maybe
put that in there.
Who knows? Who knows? But so Todd is one villain of the week. But Vic, there is another nomination.
But there was no more villain energy.
Fake Roy is villain of the week.
Okay.
Option 2. And it is going to Fake Roy. Fake Roy wins villain of the week this week.
Congratulations, hallucination.
Yes. And our MVP of the week, our most valued player of the week, we have Tim. Obviously, Tim talked Will into going to the police station and telling the truth about his experience, his grooming. So Tim, MVP. Mm-hmm. Nominee 1. Nominee 2, Good Roy.
Oh God.
Good Roy. Good Roy has been helping out has been helping out Harry Potter, has been helping out Sam with his issues and with, trying to find out what's wrong with him. And he's been a good citizen to supporting Sam, Harry Potter this week. And that is why our MVP of the week goes to Good Roy.
These awards have gone to hell.
Vic, don't be like that. They're our awards. We'll
at least Good Roy is a person, unlike Evil Roy, who's not real.
And we are moving on to the next award, which is going to be our favourite duo of the week. Okay. So we have
a new
four options. Yeah, it is a new award. You are correct. We have got 4 options, and you were going to pick this one.
Okay.
I'm just going to make sure I've told you about all of them. Yes, I have. Okay, number 1 is Lisa and the Jolly Green Giant. Yep. DSCS, Jolly Green Giant. I will let DSCS go. I think that played its course last week. Lisa Connor Swain, Jolly Green Giant. Number 2, Sister and Daniel. Number 3, Mother-in-law and Debbie Webster, the Debstar. And number 4, Roy and Sam.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I didn't lean into the mother-in-law and Debster enough, but they had a glass of wine. They chatted over a glass of wine about their sons not liking them. Vic.
Of course.
Yeah. Those are your nominees. You get to pick the winner.
I am picking the Mother-in-law and Debbie Webster purely for the fact that I think they would be really entertaining to see out and about.
I agree. I think when everything's settled, I mean, it's a shame because Debbie Webster will be leaving the soap soon because obviously, she's got her dementia, hasn't she?
In real life or in the show?
No, in the show. We know TIA, dementia.
Yeah.
Debbie Webster.
I know, it doesn't mean she's going to be leaving the show soon.
Oh, well, actually fair, valid point. Valid point.
You don't just kill somebody off just because they've been diagnosed with dementia.
Corrie timeline, she could have, she
years
could be fine.
Left in her.
Years, yeah, good point.
Jesus.
Mother-in-law and Debster, they're our winners of the favourite duo of the week.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go with... I'm just going to read you some lines.
Okay.
I'm going to read you a selection of lines and I'd like you to pick the favourite one. Number 1. If we arrested everyone around here for looking a bit shifty, there would be nobody left. Fair point. Number 2. Do you fancy picky bits for tea tonight?
Always.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about the PBs.
No. It got weird.
Number 3. Mel Gibson in his prime. Swoon.
Yeah, right.
Number 4. Where's your nana? Sharpening her claws. Number 5. The discus. Isn't that what they made you do on sports day if you couldn't run? Which only made me laugh because I always did the discus.
Same. That resonates so well with me.
I know. As soon as they said it, I was like, oh. They know me so well.
Though.
It's true. Completely out of context, Vic. You pick. You decide.
I mean, honestly, it's got to be the discus. It has to be. Because it's fantastic.
I agree. The discus wins the line of the week. Well done, Corrie, for being relatable.
Oh.
And that is our awards of the week. Okay, Vic, we are moving on to Last Orders.
Yay!
Last Orders is the part of the show where we take a character from the show and we decide whether we would go for a drink with them. This is Last Orders with David Platt. Okay, Vic, tell me your vibe, tell me your thoughts, tell me your general ideas of David Platt.
I mean,
the DP.
He's been in it for a really, really long time. So he's going to have some story. He has got some stories. We know this. He seems like a good person. He seems like he's got... he's being a bit... I feel so... As you said earlier, I feel a bit sorry for him. Because the whole sister lies. And I hope nobody actually believes that. But, God, imagine if it was true.
Yeah.
So I think he could just use a night out with somebody who's going to, not accusing him of sleeping
Have
with
his back.
Yeah.
Fair. So I think with David Platt, we know he's got his bad boy roots. We've learnt that from Legacy Lauren. He is a bit of an angry old man at times, which we've learnt, I think, earlier on. He can be a bit of an angry old man. I quite enjoy that. It entertains me greatly. He's a hairdresser. So I feel like having hairdressers on side, haircuts are expensive. So actually, if I had a friend who was a hairdresser, I'd appreciate that greatly. Mates rates or just
hopefully.
Free. Yeah.
I'll give you a glass of wine.
I'll give you, and it's Corrie. He'd love that.
There you go.
There we go. I think that now, yes, he seems very placid. He seems very, apart from just being cranky, but sometimes there's nothing better. And I feel like I haven't quite got to the bottom of whether I feel like you can make fun of him for his cranky behaviour. I feel like Shona does.
Yeah.
So I feel like you probably could and pull him out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or even if not, it would just be like light crank, not like full crank. Yeah. Okay. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I think it's
let's go.
Good one.
Go on. Let's go through the ratings. Small talkability.
It's got to be high. He's a hairdresser. He literally has to do it every day for his job.
Good point. I actually wasn't even going to say that. I was going to be like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, 5 out of 5. Yeah. He has to have the small talk. I think it's in their exams,
I was going to say, there's nothing more annoying as somebody who's getting their hair cut when the hairdresser is, you're like there trying to relax. They're like washing your hair and then they're talking to you. And I'm like, shh.
If you are massaging my head, I do not want to talk to you about the weather. No. Drama risk. Oh, I think it's got the chance to be high.
Sister walks in or
and
anyone else. Actually, he's got a past.
He's got a past. He's got a lot of connections on the street. There's a lot of people I think him and Ken Barlow are probably the most connected people on that street.
Which is worrying.
So it's worrying. I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah.
I think the drama's high.
I agree.
Especially with the sister around.
Yeah.
Gossip value. I think same theory. Hairdresser. Yeah. He's going to get a lot of gossip.
He's going to hear a lot.
Hairdressers don't have. He's going to hear a lot, and they don't have to. They don't have any confidentiality clauses in their job roles.
That is true. That is true.
I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Yeah, he could share it all. I'm going to give him a 5 as well.
Yeah.
I think it would depend on his mood. If he was like feeling fun, jovial, he would share it. If he was being cranky old man, I don't know.
Give him a few drinks, he'll share it.
Let's give him a 4. Let's take one off. Give him a 4. Great. Vibe check.
I feel like he should have good vibes. I think he's.
I think it depends on the crankiness. I mean, he can be really cranky, but then I find that quite entertaining as a viewer. Would I find it entertaining if I was sat opposite him in the Rovers?
Probably not.
Maybe. It depends how much I can make fun of him for it and how comfortable I felt with him.
Yeah.
Go on.
I would say, should we go middle of the road 3 because it could go either way.
Let's go 3. That's a good shout. Exit plan needed?
I don't think you would need one. As you said, he's quite cranky. I think when he gets bored and he's done, he'll leave. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. I think so too. I actually think what will happen is Shona will come eventually and grab him and take him out of the pub.
Yeah.
Because actually, what I'm forgetting is at the Swallow wedding, he got really drunk and that was really funny. So I think if we get as far as drunk David, I think that then Shona will come and get him take him. So we won't need the exit plan.
No, he will.
Shona is his exit plan.
Cool.
Second point probability.
High. I think I'm going for another drink.
High.
Yeah.
I'm going for another drink. I think I would like to get to drunk David. I feel like starting David, cranky, bit of an attitude, could be entertaining, might not be, but drunk David, Thunderbirds are go.
Wow. What an 80s reference.
As per David Platt last week, please.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah. How could I forget?
Okay. Vic.
Yes.
We are moving on to Who on the Cobbles.
Ooh, exciting.
Now, Who on the Cobbles with Legacy Lauren is looking slightly different this week. As we know, Legacy Lauren is on the road. Legacy Lauren is not coming to us this week with questions and tidbits. Legacy Lauren is being all foreign correspondent and she is in New York. She is in New York trying to convince the people of New York to watch Coronation Street. She is fully on the Corrie Conversion Project this week, Vic, and she is trying to get us some new recruits.
I would like to see proof of that. I would like to see a picture of her in New York, Times Square, with like one of those boards on saying "Watch Corrie."
Well, I can't do that, Vic.
Okay.
Oh, but over to you, Legacy Lauren, foreign correspondent in New York.
Hi everyone, Legacy Lauren here, reporting live from the concrete jungle of New York City. I am here with my friends, and today we are bringing a little bit of Weatherfield to Manhattan. I want to see if these New Yorkers can survive the gritty streets of Corrie. So, friends, colleagues, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yay! All right, so this is the mugshot challenge. So you may not know this, but Corrie, or Coronation Street, currently on the show, there's a murder. There's been a murder, I know, right? It even happens in England. So I'm going to show you a picture of one of our suspects. We have 6 suspects. This is one of them. Here he is. Now, listeners, I get that this doesn't translate. I'm showing my lovely New Yorkers a picture of George Shuttleworth. Guys, what's the vibe here?
Corporate banker.
Corporate banker.
Mall cop.
A mall cop.
Mall cop.
Oh, or a shopping centre policeman for those in the UK.
Oh. Okay.
What are you thinking?
He's done it all right, but I'm gonna have to go with he's giving off that very corporate vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one.
Okay, do we think he looks like a murderer?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Can't be. He looks.
I'm not convinced yet. I think I need to see all my suspects.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly. We need to see
I'll
more.
show you some more. So jury's out on this one. I will tell you, this man's job is an undertaker. Ooh, does that make him more or less suspicious?
I'm gonna have to see the rest of the pickings here.
Okay, all right, now listeners, I'm bringing up a picture of Summer Spellman. Right, this is suspect number 2.
She looks quite clever, honestly.
She looks clever, yeah?
Teenage actor.
It's a student.
Student, yeah, you're right, actually. She has
I
been
know
studying.
it's giving. I can't remember the show, but she looks.
But is
like
she
an
capable
actress.
of killing?
Is she capable of killing?
I think that's the point. She looks very sweet and innocent that no one would suspect her, but that might be her cover-up.
That might be, yeah. Sweet Summer, who would suspect her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show you another suspect. And then you can see what you think of this one. So now I'm going to show, for those listening, I'm showing a picture of Maggie Driscoll. To be fair, I have picked a vaguely suspicious looking picture.
No, I don't see that.
She's a grandmother. She's Irish.
I was
I
going
was
to
gonna
say,
say like
a
retired
grandmother.
school teacher.
Retired school teacher. So of those 3, George, Maggie, Summer, who do you think is more likely to be the killer?
I suspect George so far.
George the Undertaker,
Summer.
Summer.
I think I have to go Summer as well.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, those sweet innocent looks not fooling you.
No.
Okay, I will keep you posted because as yet we don't know who did the killing. Juicy. All right, now what is happening else on the show? Okay, yeah. So in order to investigate these murders and dig into these suspects, you will need to speak the local language. And I don't just mean English, because Corrie is set up north in England. So there is some very specific local language. So I'm going to give you a bit of a lesson in speaking Corrie.
Oh man.
Okay, so if I told you that I was going to the Rover's Return, what do you think I'm doing?
Returning soda bottle.
Returning soda bottles?
Rover's Return, it makes me think of like a ditch.
A ditch?
It makes me think of where like people on motorcycles hang out.
Where people on motorcycles hang. Yeah, okay. Well, this is key. This is key Corrie info. The Rover's Return is the local pub.
Oh,
That was kind of close.
So you were probably the closest.
Yeah.
So it is at the heart of the community. Lots of very suspicious conversations happen in the pub, often in earshot of other characters who probably shouldn't hear them. So that's one thing you need to know. Okay, so if I say, do you fancy a brew? What does that mean?
Do you want a beer?
Do you want beer? Do you want a drink?
Do you want a beer? Why are you saying beer? Why does brew mean beer?
Because you brew beer.
Because you brew beer. See, to be fair, that's very logical. But in Manchester, and therefore on Corrie, if someone says, do you fancy a brew, that means, do you want a cup of tea?
Oh,
Yeah,
brew tea.
because you brew tea. There we
we're
go.
close.
Fancy a brew. So, and you know what? You might also get a digestive biscuit.
Oh, my favorite.
For context, listeners, I bought some digestive biscuits all the way to New York. Okay, so What does it mean if someone is mithering you?
Mithering?
Mithering.
They're bothering you.
Yes!
What is
That's
that?
what it sounds like.
10 out of 10, mithering you is bothering you.
Oh.
Okay, if someone is dead chuffed, what does that mean?
They're
Bad
exhausted.
news.
Bad news, exhausted. Any more for any more? I'm dead chuffed. In a murder investigation, this does sound suspicious, doesn't it?
Very.
Suspicious.
It actually means they're really pleased.
Oh, okay.
Never would have got that.
No.
Oh, funny. Okay, and this is important as well. What is a ginnel?
What?
Say it again?
A ginnel.
I don't know why my mind goes to gun.
A gun?
Yeah.
I think guinea pig, but I think it's just because it sounds similar.
A guinea pig.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but a kitchen appliance came
A
to
kitchen
mind.
appliance. It is, in fact, an alleyway
Oh,
An
okay.
alleyway.
Yeah.
Would have never got that.
where perhaps a murder might take place. So there we go. All right, you've done some good learning there. So if you ever find yourselves no longer in New York City but on the Cobbles, things you need to remember: a brew is a tea. Do not mither anybody, and stay out of the ginnel.
Sounds good. 3 easy rules.
3 easy rules. Yay! Okay, thank you, New Yorkers. Are you ready to come and visit us on the Cobbles?
Absolutely.
Hurrah!
Booking the flight as we speak.
Booking the flight as we speak. Okay, over and out from New York City.
And that was our segment with Legacy Lauren, our Corrie correspondent.
Live from New York City.
Okay, Vic, we're moving on to our brand new segment. Now, I know Legacy Lauren and I have been doing an absolutely fantastic job of slowly dragging you up the Corrie Conversion scale by explaining storylines, characters, and decades of emotional trauma from Coronation Street.
Fantastic feels generous, but okay.
But I also know you love, as we all do, a bit of pop culture.
That is true.
A little behind-the-scenes gossip.
Also true.
A fun fact or two.
Okay, now this I can probably get behind.
So I thought it was finally time to go behind the Cobbles. Every week I will be bringing you a fun fact, a pop culture moment, behind the scenes story, or random bit of Corrie history.
Hang on, so you're essentially trying to convert me now through trivia.
Exactly.
Okay, it's a strong strategy. I like it.
I know. So let's head behind the Cobbles. And Vic, have I got a corker for you for number 1?
Oh God. Oh no.
So Vic, we know we've got some we've got some legends on the street. We've got Ken Barlow, he's been on it for years.
Yep.
We've got David Platt has been on it for years.
Yeah.
We've got all sorts. We know that Corrie has a huge fan base. We've learnt that from TikTok. Lots of very passionate people.
True.
But did you know that Corrie also has some A-list fan bases?
Wait, what?
One A-list star is such a big fan of Coronation Street that they petitioned for a small part, a 10-episode part on Coronation Street because they were such a big fan of the show.
What?
Yes.
What?
Would you like to have a guess at which British star was in Coronation Street for 10 episodes? A-lister. Shakespearean thespian, male. I will give you more clues, but I want to hear a couple of guesses first.
I mean, my brain literally just went Christian Bale, but he's. I don't think he's done Shakespearean.
Is he English?
Christian Bale, yeah, he was raised in Bournemouth.
Is it?
I'm sure.
Well, that's a fun fact, but not the fact that we're going into. I'll give you another clue. This actor is good friends with Patrick Stewart. This actor starred with Patrick Stewart in the X-Men.
Is it Sir Ian McKellen?
Sir Ian McKellen is a long-time fan of Coronation Street, and in 2005, May of 2005, he had a 10-episode part in Coronation Street. That wasn't even that long, like it was 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
it was 2005. Like, that feels recent.
I feel like that was like peak X-Men movies as well, was it not? Was it
I
not like
don't know. When
peak
did the
X-Men fame. That's the word I'm looking for. Not that's what he's famous for, but that's what I know him from.
Yeah. First X-Men was 2000, second 2003, third 2006. Assuming he was in the first three.
Yeah,
don't know if he was.
He was.
Yeah, so you are right, Vic.
My
That was
God.
peak X-Men. Sir Ian McKellen. So I'm going to read this out because obviously I didn't watch it then. So Sir Ian McKellen, which I will not be shortening his name.
Absolutely
he is Sir
not.
Ian McKellen, played a character called Mel Hutchwright, a fraudulent author who charmed and conned residents for a 10-episode guest spot. The reason he was a long-time fan of the show, and McKellen fulfilled a career ambition with a role in Coronation Street. And the scene's all centred around a local book club, and there's a picture of him in it at the local book club, and it's got like Ron's in it, Rita's in it, and a few of like the older characters who I don't know,
cool.
but like, yeah. So it says the character Mel Hutchwright was a dodgy, flamboyant novelist who wore huge glasses and a flat cap, arriving to meet Blanche Hunt after she wrote to him. I don't know who that is.
No.
The plot line: he quickly integrated himself within the community, even moving in with Emily Bishop and Norris Cole before his true identity as a conman was revealed. The duration, so his stint was on ITV from May 1st to May 22nd, 2005. I feel like we need to go and find these episodes.
You do.
And in 2019, this is not on the show, but in 2019, McKellen appeared in a special video message in character as Mel for the British Soap Awards. I was just like, this is incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there we go, Vic.
That's very cool.
That is your bit of pop culture on Corrie. You're behind the cobbles for this week. Sir Ian McKellen was on Coronation Street.
Mental.
Any thoughts?
Mental. Actually, my main thought there was, so the Corrie makers do respond to letters from people wanting to be on Corrie.
Yes,
you
but
may
Victoria-
be in with a chance.
Sir Ian McKellen petitioned for a part.
And got it.
Emily from a podcast.
Hey.
May need to work on those. We may need to work on those social media numbers. Let's get the build up going.
Anything is possible.
If McKellen can do it, I can do it.
You should.
And we are moving on, Vic. We are moving on to the final part of the show. We are moving on to the Corrie Conversion Scale. Now, obviously, we have changed tact a little bit this week. We've had the week on the Cobbles. I've told you what's been going on. Not as big as Murder Week. Obviously, you're upset about a few things there.
It's fine.
We've had the usual, the Corrie Conversion, the stats report, last orders, the awards. We've had a slightly different on the Cobbles with Lauren and our Corrie correspondent.
Yep.
And we've had a whole brand new segment. Tell me, Vic, what are your thoughts? Where are you at? Are you closer to being converted?
Well, I love the new segment. It's fantastic. If you keep bringing facts like that, I'll enjoy the facts. I'm not going to say I'm going to watch Corrie. I'll enjoy the facts.
I knew that'd be up your street, Vic.
It's true. It's true. As for, the week on Corrie, I am disappointed that they have not caught what's-his-face's killer yet. Theo. Theo?
Yes, yeah,
Theo's
correct. You got
killer.
it right.
Yes.
After 14 weeks.
Finally.
Finally.
14 weeks and now he's been murdered and now I know his name.
Yeah. That's all it took.
I'm upset they haven't caught his killer yet. Like, come on. And actually, it didn't sound like they really mentioned it much this week, unless you just didn't tell me about it.
Yeah, they didn't really. No, they didn't mention
They've
it
kind
that
of
much.
just, moved on. So quite frankly, I'm a bit worried they're never going to catch this murderer.
No, they will. They will. They're just
Taking their
some other
sweet
storylines
time.
to bring in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad the Will and Megan storyline has been picked back up and is going in the right direction. Happy about that. And I like that Tim helped.
Yes.
I liked that dynamic. Now, with all that said, my conversion scale I don't think it's going to move this week. I think I'm sticking at a 3.5.
No, Vic, no,
Yeah.
because we brought you beyond, what did I call it? Behind the Cobbles. We brought
You did. You brought me a whole new segment you can't remember the name to.
Well, it's brand new. It's not quite ingrained in my brain yet.
And I really enjoyed Behind the Cobbles. And if you if we were in 2005 and you were telling me, Vic, Surrey and McKellen's on Corrie, you should go watch those weeks.
So what you're saying
I
is
probably
I need
wouldn't
to
have.
petition for Sarah McKellen to get back on Corrie?
Yes, you've set a bar. Reach it out.
Okay, so we're at a point now where Sarah and McKellen can't get you to increase your numbers unless he's in the show.
Well,
you're gonna watch Coronation Street if Sarah and McKellen's in it, or if I'm in it.
yeah,
Either
end of the scale, right there.
The numbers might not have gone up, but I love that I'm in the same category as Sarah and McKellen for something.
No pressure, Em, but that's the bar. Surrey and McKellen's acting. Generations worth of acting is your bar.
I reckon if you believe it, you can do it.
Yes, you can. That is very true.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So there you have it.
The motto for this show has been progression, not perfection, and Vic has clearly ignored that this week. Exciting news for our brand new segment. Come back next week to hear another Behind the Cobbles. Come back to hear more. Hopefully, we'll either have Vic or we'll have a whole new person converted for our Corrie Conversion Project. This has been Why Won't You Watch Corrie? I'm Emily.
And I'm Vic.
And that's a wrap.
That is indeed a wrap.
If you like what you heard on the show this week, then please go and give us a little follow on Insta, TikTok or X on @WhyWon'tYouWatch. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can DM us on any of those platforms or contact us whywon'tyouvatch@gmail.com. If you have any interesting facts that are going to outdo Sir Ian McKellen, drop me a line. Vic does not have access to the email inbox, so just email, I will see it. Actually, she doesn't have access to the socials either. Just drop it and it's just me. Vic doesn't care. She doesn't want to be part of Corrie. That's it. That's all I have to say. Come follow us on TikTok. Let's get this conversion project on the road, people. Come on, tell your friends, tell your family, like, comment, review. Let's get them some traction going.
Yes. So passionate today.
I'm so passionate today.